Hello everyone, and welcome back to another Sabbath School Nugget. Well, Tuesday's lesson takes on a little detour into the life of Judah. In this story, Judah has done something that, was uncommon back in the day. He left his tribe and set out to make a tribe of his own. By leaving his father's tribe and striking out on his own, Judah was giving up his right to whatever wealth his father would leave behind, after his death. So why would Judah do this? Well, some scholars suggest that Judah felt so much guilt over what he had done to Joseph that he couldn't live with either his father's grief and his own guilt. While others suggest that Judah was angry with his brothers over what they had done to Joseph and the lie they would tell, to their father. Either way, we'll really never know. As we dive into Judah's story, we see once again another family legacy raising its ugly head. This time, it's deception. And as you know, it started with great-grandfather Abraham, who passed it on to Isaac, who passed it on to Jacob, who apparently had passed it on to his sons, including Judah, who had deceived his father regarding, what happened to Joseph. And now, Judah is about to reap the very deception he has sown into the life of his father. Enter Tamar. Tamar was married to Judah's oldest son, But was an evil man, and it cost him his life. But and Tamar had no sons who would inherit the family's wealth. So, as was the custom, Judah gave Tamar to his second oldest son, Onan. Now, Onan decided that he was not going to have children with Tamar, so that the family wealth, it would go to him. And for this act of rebellion, he dies without leaving a son. So custom said that Tamar should marry the youngest son, Shua. Now, Judah refuses to allow Shua to marry Tamar. So what's a girl without a son supposed to do? Well, she deceives Judah by playing the prostitute. As the story goes, without realizing who he is about to sleep with, Judah gives Tamar his signet and staff. This is the equivalent of handing over all of your ID. The story ends with Tamar becoming pregnant, and when Judah finds out she's pregnant, he's furious. He orders Tamar to be killed, and Tamar, in response, reveals Judah's sin by presenting him with his own signet and staff. As the saying goes, what a tangled web we weave when we practice to deceive. But in the end, God untangles this mess by bringing a son into the picture. This son would go on to produce a family line that would include King David, and later on, the King of Kings, Jesus himself. The point of all of this is that God can turn our mess into a blessing, just like he's about to do for Joseph. Again, thank you for stopping by. Have a look at your lesson. I'll see you tomorrow.